Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Thursday. How's everyone doing today? Smash the like button on your way in. Sound off in the chat. What's going on, Fahid? What's going on, Philly? What's going on, John? What's going on, Overton? What's going on, JJ's Cryptic Corner? I see you there. Hey, what's going on, guys? Bitcoin. Philly said, JJ, help us make money. Start a landscape company. There's like literally zero overhead. If you have a vehicle, you start a landscape company. Put out a bid. Within the bid, make sure that you price in like whatever equipment you're going to need for that bid. And then bam, even more overhead gone, because there's no overhead to begin with. But now that you have the equipment, you don't have to price it in next time. I like the startup music too. Thank you, Philly. Tyler said I'm about 75% of my way out, 15% just in case of a rip. Okay. Gotta respect it. No judgment from me. Ladies and gentlemen, Bitcoin currently trading at 110.73 and 40 cents. Let's go refresh our liquidation heat map and see where we're at. John said, well, we want money without working for it, damn it. Well, normally I'd recommend like disability and food stamps, but I don't think that I don't think that that's working out right now. 108.985. Oops. 108.985. 108.985. What's crazy to me is the cash benefits people got. 108.315. And you know, I'm not a judgy person, but I also witnessed a lot of people that didn't need that stuff taking advantage of it growing up. 107.226. So I don't know. I think overhaul is long due. 110.992. And that'll probably save a lot of money. Maybe not, though. Maybe it's not even a lot of money that we're spending in the first place. 112.333. All right, I like that. We'll stick with that for now. So, Bitcoin getting a little bounce. We got a green day for the most part on all of our alts, which is awesome. Dixie said, when sponsor? That's a good question. Fahid said, can we just already top out and get this crypto thing over with this cycle? Billy said, I got disability a year and a half ago. Disability, if you qualify, like if you're genuinely disabled, go for it. I know people that are like, oh, my back, and they're like my age. They've never worked a day in their life, and they have like chronic back pain, and I'm like, okay. I don't know, it's just weird. It's just weird. And I don't know, I guess I can't imagine being in that position to where you don't need it, but you want it because you're lazy. You know what I mean? Like, why not? Because then you can't do anything. Because the second you get caught doing something, you get in trouble. I don't know. It's just weird. It's a weird setup. Bitcoin dominance, hopefully rejecting 60%. It does look pretty good here for a rejection. We got a lot of wicks up here as well, which normally would be indicative of some selling pressure. I'm not sure what that would indicate on Bitcoin dominance specifically. Maybe some swapping pressure. People are swapping from Bitcoin to altcoins. We are very heavily weighed towards the top if you look at market cipher. So this has to drop eventually. That's literally what happened with Bitcoin. We were very top heavy and we got a big fat drop right there. Kind of reset everything. So hopefully that's coming for Bitcoin dominance. We'll see. And if it does come, we're going to watch for a reaction off of our lower trend line because we are in a ascending channel. So that's going to come into play as well. Bitcoin itself, we got liquidations above and below, as always. We're sitting right at 110, which is awesome. If we can close at 110, that would be great. And continue to the upside. We did get a bullish crossover the moving average on the RSI. And we got a green dot on our momentum wave, signaling further upside. So number go up. It is working in the favor of the bulls at the moment. We'll see if that continues. ETH is up 1.28% on the day, currently trading at 38.54 and 39 cents. We got above 38.35. Which is, I believe, the midpoint in between 37 and 4. Now it would be 38.50, wouldn't it? So, well, we're at 38.54 right now, so I guess we are above the midpoint, which is good. What else is going on here? We got kind of a triple bottom going on, and I think that other analysts also noted the triple bottom, and it's also in a triangle shape. A little falling wedge action, which is a bullish pattern. So we'll see if we get a breakout out of this guy eventually. I want to see ETH above 4K again. I do. The volume has been relatively consistent across the board. Obviously, besides the weekend. Weekend volume is always bad anyways. But I'm liking the wicks. I like the wicks. Every time it gets around 3,700, you get a lot of wicks. A lot of people buying, scooping it up. So let's see if this bad boy can get some nasty green out there. We did get a bullish cross over the moving average on the RSI. It is kind of dancing around it though. We don't want to cross back over and go down, but you never know. We got wicks to the upside as well, so there's some people selling as well. Tyler said, I started with a 17G to date. I DCA about 60G and have 10G still in. I'm beating myself up trying to look at the positives. Philly said, full disability because of my cervical spine surgery. Yeah, dude, any kind of back surgery is no good. I have partial paralysis in my left arm now, and I have had lower back pain for a while. I'm pretty much on Oxy for the rest of my life. I mean, you're here. So, my dad had several neck surgeries and back surgeries, and I remember that being a big deal. It was a big deal. He was also on painkillers though. All right, guys, we got less than 20 minutes remaining until the daily close contest, so make sure you smash the like button. I appreciate you guys for being here. Numbers have been down, but spirits are up. Tyler said, Phil, you want to share? Sol is up 6.07% on the day. We got a little triple bottom on this guy as well at 177, which is kind of a lucky number. 1, 2, 3 hits, and it's consolidating as it goes, which is very interesting because that also forms that triangle, which I believe is bullish. So let's see if Sol can get above 200. I like that it's at 190. I like that we're back above 184. It's very uniform. This structure has held, and it looks good. It does. Let's get above 200 and see what we can make of it. Volume actually could be better. It could be better. So the reason I'm scooting it over is to get rid of that October 10th, because that October 10th is going to dwarf everything else and make all the other volume candles smaller. We got really good volume here. And then obviously the weekend was awful, but you know, we're middle of the week right now, towards the end, and the volume doesn't look that much. It looks not as good as it was last week, which is not a good thing. So we'll see if we get I guess there's divergence. No, there actually isn't, because the price is going down anyways. I don't know. We got a green dot on our momentum wave, bullish cross over the moving average in the RSI. We'll see if we push above 200 bucks and get some optimism back in this market. Total 3 up 2.13% on the day. Interestingly enough, as much of a meme as it is, the fractal is kind of in play right now. Now, we had this lower trend line that we've been observing. Right now, everything's kind of setting up without the lower trend line situation. Obviously, besides Solana. Solana hit it perfectly. And ETH was more of an uptrend. So, maybe we're going into ETH season. But Total 3 had this downtrend. And rather than obeying the yellow downtrend line, it is kind of doing inverse head and shoulders, it looks like. So if this does get a break, then maybe we can get back above 1.07. We are dancing right around 1 trillion, which is a really big deal. We're at 99 or 999 and 75. So if we do fail this and we break down, I'm fully expecting 925. But right now, we look good around 1 trillion. We did get a bullish crossover the moving average and the RSI, just like everything else. And we got a green dot in our momentum wave, point to the upside. Billy said, I won't get lower back surgery. My surgeon even recommended against it. As soon as you get it, you need another and another. That's what happened to my dad. Tyler said, highly suggest no back or shoulder surgery unless absolutely have to. Everyone I know had a effed up surgery. My dad had lower back and neck. He had like plates in his neck and stuff. I have no idea why. I'm convinced at this point that it was to get medication, but I don't know. You know, what are you gonna do? Anyways, yeah, we'll see what Total 3 does. It's oddly enough, it does look really good compared to this fractal, which is quite comical because the fractal was kind of a meme. It really was. Chewy said, bro, there's no recovery yet. I mean, no one's going to know until it happens, so I think a recovery is always possible. We got a pretty hefty green candle on Total 3, depending on where you bought. You're in the green right now. We did get a bullish cross over the moving average in the RSI on the daily, which is interesting, on total 3. We got a green dot in our momentum wave and bullish cross on the 4-hour as well. So let's close above 1 trillion and see where we end up. I'm liking where we're at, though. ADA. ADA's up 2.84% on the day, currently trading at 64.14. We got above 63, 64 area, so we're looking good. Again, if we end up losing that, then we're looking at 58. But so far, we're just kind of doing like this little inverse head and shoulder thing that everything else is doing. Volume, same situation as everything else. The volume doesn't look as good as it did last week. SNEK is up 5.09%. We did lose 30, though. We lost 30 and we rejected 30, so we've also lost 27. We're at 25 right now. Can we get a nice bounce off of like 24, 25 level? Or are we going to go all the way down to 20? It's anyone's guess. My call, probably going down to 20, but we do have a confirmed green dot on the 4-hour time frame, so we'll see if that comes into play. We also got a bullish break over the moving average on the RSI. Break, retest, confirmation. So that might have been the bottom, the local bottom. We'll wait and see how it plays out. XRP is up 1.25% on the day, currently trading at 239.41. Also got that inverse head and shoulder action going on, which is awesome. Neckline would be, I guess that would be the neckline, wouldn't it? This is more of a channel, actually, rather than a wedge. But if we did get a breakout, maybe it could put us above 275, and we can actually see some positive price action out of this guy. Chewy said, I've had 3 shoulder surgeries and 1 back surgery now. Yeah, no, I'm not looking forward to that. Tyler said, JJ, what's up with that sticker under your brim? I don't have a sticker under my brim. Don't do that. that was clever. That was actually really clever. I almost did it. I almost took the hat off. That sucks too, because I do actually have a sticker under my brim on my work hat. So my brain was like, oh, is there a sticker there? And I almost went. Almost happened. Philly said, Tyler, that's why I won't get it. Fahid said, is CPI tomorrow, or is it another damn delay? I believe it's supposed to come out tomorrow. I believe tomorrow is CPI. So we'll see what that entails. All right. HBAR down. HBAR is the only red coin in this entire market besides silver. If you have coins on silver, there's also other things of silver that you can get though. That was a dad joke. I apologize. Actually, no, I don't apologize. You messed my last joke. What was Tyler's last joke? The Philly jokes. I mean, that wasn't really a joke. It was okay. HBAR down 0.48% in the day, currently trading at 1652. Holding above 1644. It does look like it's breaking down, though, which is weird. If it comes all the way down, target probably 15.2, 152, which isn't too bad, honestly. Chewy said, Morpho coming in hot if you ain't aware of it. Billy said, could last week's crash cause alts to just die, even bigger alts? I don't know, actually. That's a good question. Tyler said, no. Not the Philly joke. There was another joke. What was the other Tyler joke? Beating yourself up about investing? Being 75% out? Because that's not funny. All right. Yeah, HBAR, looking for that 152 hit. Maybe even 15 if it does break down. 1593 should hold, though. I don't know. It's still got the potential for the inverse head and shoulder like everything else here. But it's slowly weaning away. If it does break down any further, it's going to be cutting it close. SWE is up 1.8% on the day, currently trading at 242. Well, let's see. SWE's a little bit interesting because we got our bounce off of our yellow trend line. Bounce, break, rejection. Is she coming down to 220? Interesting. Bullish cross over the moving average and the RSI testing as we speak. Let's see where that ends up going from there. Green dot on the momentum wave as well, pointing to the upside. Yeah, let's see where she goes. Downside target for SWE, I suppose, would be 220. Upside, I'd like to see it try 275. But that would involve breaking this structure. So we'd have to get above that. Because there is a clear structure here. Whether or not you want that to be a channel, a wedge, or, you know, something else entirely is up to you. Ondo is up 2.32% on the day, currently trading at 71.93. Ondo is interesting because it didn't really have a lower trend line situation. It's got, you know, it's got the flat line around 67.31, but the upper trend line is very obvious. And it does look like it wants to go up. We might be rejecting 72.72, but if we do get above it, then I would look for a reaction around 74. We did get a bullish cross over the moving average and the RSI. It's very, very, very light right now, I'll call it. It could just as easily do what this did and go back down below it, continue to the downside. So we got to keep an eye on that for sure. Green dot on the momentum wave, point to the upside. Let's see. Philly said, Chewy, no way, I don't even want to be on Oxy. Blake said, I agree, Murpho held up well. Philly said, I mean, no way to morphine. Oh. Chewy said, LOL, the coin morpho. I'm not a fan of morphine. Tyler said, Discord, first comment. Chewy said, it's holding strong versus Bitcoin too. Tom Silk Scout said, CZ send us to the moon. Yeah, CZ got pardoned, so maybe we can actually go up now. Ondo, downside target, 67.31. Upside target, 74. So not a ton of upside, but that upside target comes with that contingency of breaking the trend and continuing to the upside. So, Arrow, up 2.32% on the day, currently trading at 79.26, seemingly rejecting 80.34. Support, I suppose, would be 76.03. What's nice about Arrow is it does have this pretty strong inverse head and shoulder structure, and we got that overhead resistance line as well, just like everything else. So getting above that would be ideal. Look for a rejection at 86 and then a retest of that upper trend line. Continuation of the upside. Upside target, I guess. I'm going to start giving targets. Upside target, not financial advice, and this is the contingency of the breakout, would be 82. Downside target, 64. 64.5. Pinlink, up 9.94% on the day. Pinlink had a beautiful recovery yesterday. Little retrace, continuation. Hopefully we don't get another rejection here. There is a very clear resistance at, what even is that, 30? We'll call it 30. And we're struggling to get above that, but if we do, I mean, this thing reacts pretty violently every time. And obviously it's going to. It's got a smaller market cap, so the violent reactions aren't, they are not unwelcome. I actually enjoy the violent reactions because it gives you something to trade. There's momentum there, you know, there's volume. It's nice. A lot of green dots on Market Cipher, which is incredibly interesting. I don't know if that's going to, those converge maybe and become like a Mighty Morphin Power Ranger into a big fat green dot on the daily or the weekly. That'd be sick. No, we'll see though. Maybe it will. A lot of green dots on the 4 hour though. So we'll see what comes of that. Green dot on the momentum wave from Wednesday still in play. Let's get a break of that 30 level and continue to the upside. Renders up 2.5% on the day, currently trading at 244. Tyler said Discord first comment. It's holding strong versus Bitcoin. CZ sent us the moon. Philly said, can you look up which alt fell hard last week and never recovered and looks to die out other than KDA in the top 20? I mean, I would just go to CoinMarketCap. I think it'll tell you the weekly. Last 7 days, stuff that didn't recover. BNB is down 2.14% still, but it's really strong. You said top 20. Bitcoin Cash down 4.55. SWE down 3.56. Whatever this Unis said Leo that still exists for some reason, down 6.78. Avalanche 881 and HBAR 266. That's your 7-day forecast. You can look at the charts as well. Yeah, this Unis said Leo, I don't know. Is this stablecoin or something? It's really confusing. I don't know why it's up here. Never heard about it. Tyler said it's not cool if you have to re-say a joke. Oh. Okay. Render's got a little triple bottom action going on at this 233 level, 234, 235. Clear resistance at 260, and obviously the downtrend, overhead resistance downtrend situation. So Downside target would be 234. Upside target would be 253 with that contingency to break out. And with that breakout, I would look for a break of 260. Maybe you get your break, rejection, support, continuation. Cheers, guys. Confluence at the green and confluence at the yellow. Something to keep in mind. Bullish crossover the moving average in the RSI, green dot on the momentum wave, pointing to the upside. Looks relatively decent. Stellar's up 0.97% on the day. Clear resistance at 32.13. Let's see. This also looks more like a channel. It's like a descending, broadening wedge, maybe. I don't know. It's a broadening channel. Or maybe I could just scoot this and make it look a little more uniform. Uphead target. Uphead. Upside target. 32.13 with that contingency to break out. Downside target. See, downside, I would like to see a reaction at 29.47 because we got one already. So 29.47, if we fail to hold that at all, 27.62, and then I would look at the lower trend line. Continue from there. Now, with all of these patterns, all of them on every single chart, we could see that fake out to the downside and then the breakout to the upside. And that's not hopium copium. That's just something we've seen in the past. Chewy said $9 render next. Render's at 244. I don't know. Render's been getting absolutely decimated. Like weirdly injured. Let's see. Chewy, were you here for the fractal update or the pivot update? Because I was pretty proud of the pivot update, honestly. I'm gonna showcase it because I think it's kind of crazy. So we did updated the numbers on the Franco pivot, the anonymous pivot, and these were the results. And I was like, whoa. ADA sold at 45 cents. It's currently, well, right now, 64 cents. I needed a guaranteed 3x. What you got? And no, I wasn't here for fractal. That wasn't the fractal. I'm sorry. It was the pivot update. Matic sold 72, currently 19. That was a good one. That was a good pivot. The lesson here though is like you can diversify without having to pivot your whole bag. Prime, flavor of the week coin, bought it at $17. Currently, it's $1.07. Might be even lower now. PAL bought it at 35 cents. Another flavor of the week coin. Current price 4 cents. GPU, another flavor of the week coin, $1.20. Currently 14 cents. What's the lesson here? Don't pivot into flavor of the week coins. Maybe just don't pivot at all. It's okay to pivot. You got be a little more strategic about it though. And if you're going to be a cocky a-hole, people are going to keep track of it and laugh at you later. So I apologize. Not financial advice, but as far as I'm concerned, the only winner here is ADA. It's up 50%. 50% from that pivot price. So let's not also forget that I specified that individual should have sold their ADA at 85 cents prior to that 45 cent. Anyways, moving on. Polkadot is up 2.81% on the day, currently trading at $3. Very nice. I would like to close above $3. That would be a big one for me. We had this little baby uptrend that we broke below. Are we going to reject and then continue to the downside? I suppose upside target would be like 307. Downside target 273 or 265. Tisha said, yo, is Coinbase listing BNB bullish or bearish for BNB? I mean, I think Coinbase listing is usually at the top signal. It is kind of funny. Tom Salkscoat said, all my shit down a ton other than main coins. Yeah. I mean, I'm comfortable. It sucks, but I'm comfortable. What's interesting is the volume keeps dropping as well. We got our overhead situation where these lines kind of converge, which is interesting. Yeah, like I said, let's call it 309, upside, downside, 265. Farcoin. Farcoin's up 9.17%, having some trouble getting above 36, 265. We got our little triple bottom situation here, a little midpoint as well, midpoint action between 29 and 36. Bounce off of 32.64. Let's see if we can break above that 36.26 level and head towards 4. It is also in a little bit of a wedge situation, just like everything else. Everything has the exact same pattern. I think we have to acknowledge the idea that everything's doing the same thing, because it is, and it's not even that it's boring. It's just become uninteresting because what are you trading? Oh, it's doing the same exact thing as the thing that I'm trading. Cool. We got less than 1 minute remaining until the daily close contest, so make sure you guys smash the like button, subscribe if you're new, and get your guesses ready. Chance for you to win up to $300 coming up next after these messages. Imagine a commercial break. All right. Let's see. Justin said, I just flipped 169 link for DOT. My lowest swap was 16.3. Highest 17.46. Average 16.95. This chart, Coinbase, Tishu said, so a nothing burger. For what? Oh, probably. Yeah. I mean, BNB is going to do good regardless of whether or not Coinbase lists them. Ladies and gentlemen, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get your guesses in for the daily close contest. Ladies and gentlemen, chance for you to win up to $300 every single day. It's completely free to play. All you have to do is smash the like button and be subscribed. Adam Salem said, there's a fart coin. Yes, sir, there is. Chewy said, lots of wake up on alts. Alts have been whacking off all day. Billy said, Justin, bad idea, man. G Immortal said, AVAX opinion, please. G Immortal, I will take a look at Avalanche as soon as the daily close contest is done in approximately 10 minutes. Maybe make it 12. Make it 12. Justin said, Philly, we'll see. Look at the monthly chart. Chewy said, 110, 110. I like it. Let's get this bad boy on the board. Tom Soxcoat, I love Link. Don't love that swap. Shear 2.0 said, sub family, just in time. Fahid coming in with 109,888. I like that one. Mr. Robbers coming in with 110, 151, and 79 of those cents. Tom Soxcoat coming in with 109,940. G Immortal said, thanks. Absolutely, my friend. Don't forget to smash the like button. Tyler, why is his name not saved anymore? It's weird. 110 even. All right. Shear 2.0 coming in with 109,969. I'm gonna assume no change. No change. Cool. Anybody else? Anybody at all? It is completely free to play. Again, all you have to do is be subscribed, smash the like button, and tell me what you think the daily close price for Bitcoin is going to be. If you do not see me put your guess in, but you did submit it, then YouTube might have filtered it out, and it looks like you sent it on your end. If that is the case, put a letter in between each number. I'm capable of reading it that way anyways, and that'll pretty much guarantee that it actually goes through. For some reason, YouTube only filters out certain people's guesses, and there's nothing I can do about it. Error Maker coming in with 109,500. I don't think we have one of those yet. No, we are in the clear. Blake Vega coming in with 110, 132, where you can do it like Blake with one of them actually spelled out in a whole word. That's also good. Justin said, I'm the contrarian. Look at the chart. Top down, monthly, weekly, daily, lower if you want. If you have a paid trading view that allows it. G Immortal. Oh, Justin also. Justin first. Apparently his name is Juicin. 109,892.23. And G Immortal. 110,077. I like that one as well. Overton. 109,999. RTX. What is RTX? Remember long ago I asked about RTX. Look at monthly. That thing is unstoppable. Crazy. Out of control. All right, what do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We got room for one more individual. It is capped at 12 entries. One more person for the daily close contest. Get your guess in. You have approximately 1 minute and 36 seconds remaining until the deadline. Now the rules, for anyone that is not familiar, it is Price is Right rules. So the second your guess is over the actual Bitcoin daily close price, it is void. It is closest without going over. You win closest without going over. You win bragging rights. if you nail the first 6 digits of the Bitcoin price, which would be in this case 109,994, then you would win $20. If you nail all 8, which includes the change, 110 and 54 cents, then you would win the $300 grand prize. Nobody has won the $300 grand prize yet. Tishu, I'm not gonna do that during the daily close. Daily close, my friend. Cheers, though. If you remind me afterwards, then I will gladly take a look at that for you. I am getting more and more interested in the stock market, which is maybe the maturing of my my little crypto brain. And I will say that the Discord, we have a stock channel in the Discord, which is completely free, link in the description. Nails it every time. Very few messages in there. The messages that do come through are like top shelf stock picks. And like, you know, it's kind of a no-brainer market at the moment because everything's going up. So it's kind of one of those things where you can just throw money at whatever and then it'll go up and you're like, I'm a genius. But it feels nice. That's what crypto's supposed to feel like. All right, ladies and gentlemen, time's up. You said I already took a look. Your loss. Okay, be that way. Let's get these bad boys on the board. Stock market feels easier. It definitely feels easier. Crypto used to be like that. All right, let's see. We got Mr. Robbers coming in with 110, 151, and 79 cents. Was I supposed to get Philly? I think Philly had a guess. It was really, really low. Philly's guess is $100. Got you, Philly. Philly did guess before the deadline. So I just want to make sure I got that in there. All right, next. We've got Blake Vega with 110, 132. Then we've got 110, 110 for Chewy. And then we've got G Immortal with 110, 077. And then we've got 110 even. And that is Mr. Tyler. And then we've got Overton with 109,999. And then we've got 109,969 with JShoe 2.0. And then we've got Town Select Scope. Can't spell today. With 109,940. And then we've got 109,892 and 23 cents for Justin. I always forget. M-A-C-H-A. Oh, I got it right. I don't always forget. I actually usually remember it. Fahid with 109,888. And then 109,500 Error Maker. And then last but not least, I'm going to put Philly down here. Represents $100. Very cool. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into it. Bitcoin looking like a little baby rejection here on the 1 minute time frame. Ooh, JShear 2.0 just like that, taking the lead. Who was our winner yesterday? Yesterday our winner was JShear 2.0. Wouldn't you know? He's slowly sneaking up from behind. Currently ranking it at 15 wins, which puts him in 5th place, tied with Mr. Robbers and Hoffs. Blake Vegas said the stock market feels easier. I agree. Tom Selk Scott said, nah, you more interested in stock market because we bored with crypto. Exactly. Justin said, not bearish, but I think testing 108 is likely on a quick wick down. Look at that, liquidations. Bitcoin 109,989 and 21 cents. Ladies and gentlemen, we got 1 minute and 44 seconds remaining on the clock. Now Tyler is back in the lead with his guess of 110 even. Bitcoin's getting a little pumpy here. Are we going to get a bullish engulfing? Is G Immortal in the running? We got Tyler with Overton tucked right underneath him. $1 difference. 100 pennies, which I believe they've stopped making. Bitcoin 110, 32 cents. or I'm sorry, 110, 32, and 48 cents. Philly wants to remove 5 cents from his guess. Unfortunately, Philly, I am no longer editing guesses. You are stuck with your $100 guess. Bitcoin, 110, 32, 49. Justin said, Mr. Roberts, look up at the South Park Blame Canada song. Oh, Mr. Roberts is not familiar with that? Ladies and gentlemen, 57 seconds remaining on the clock. This is the candle that will determine the fate of our winner. Getting a little pumpy here. 110, 51, 64 cents. Tyler still in the lead. There's a reason he sits on the Iron Throne. Is he going to be taken by a noob today, though? G Immortal, very close to taking it. Bitcoin 110, 61, and 56 cents. 37 seconds remaining on the clock. We did get a bullish crossover the moving average in the RSI, and we are technically fulfilling a bullish engulfing of that red candle from one little micro cell. 25 seconds remaining on the clock. What's it going to be? Philly said, still making pennies. I recently asked my bank. Oh, G Immortal now in the lead, very close to his guess as well. That kind of freaks me out. $300 bill coming my way. G Immortal holding the lead. 10 seconds remaining. 110, 78, and 19 cents. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, the winner of today's daily close contest, G Immortal, with a guess of 110.77 and an actual Bitcoin daily close of 110.78 and 18 cents. Congratulations, my friend. Ladies and gentlemen, spam the bananas in the chat. Bitcoin daily close price 110.78.18, 110.78.18, 110.78.18. Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. Spam the bananas in the chat for our winner. Very cool. Dang, Tyler got completely shafted. Love it. G Immortal coming in with 110.077 even. Very nice. What a great guess. I love it when the new people show up because they literally always win. I don't know if it's because they're looking at it like completely unclouded. It's kind of crazy. It's literally like the most consistent thing. If a new person shows up and participates in the daily close contest, they are going to win. It blows my mind. Like, if we had a betting market on this thing, that would be my strategy every single time. Congratulations, G Immortal. Let me add you. You have been immortalized, actually, on the 2025 JJ's Crypto Corner Daily Close Contest Winners Google Doc. Are you Canadian, my friend? Let us know. Ladies and gentlemen, spam the bananas in the chat. Bananas in the chat. Very cool. Congratulations, G Immortal. All right. Justin said, I wouldn't be mad if you played it for him. Oh, I'm not going to do that. They're going to copyright the crap out of me. Are you kidding me? I don't want to be on the next episode. He's immortal. That's not fair. That's too damn bad. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm very excited for the president. Can I get a drum roll, please? The winner of today's daily close contest with a guess of 110.77 even and an actual Bitcoin daily close of 110.78 and 18 cents, $1.18 under. Pretty significant. On October 23rd, 2025, Mr. G Immortal's prize is braided calzone. Congratulations, G Immortal. It is your first win here, which is very cool. Feel free to slice this bad boy up and divvy it up amongst the other participants in the daily close contest. You can take it home. You can eat it whole. You don't have to cut it up. You can do whatever you want with it. It is your prize. Whatever you do, though, you are legally obligated to remove it from the premises. Congratulations once again on your victory. Enjoy. Now, daily close prize. Hold on, let me press your button as well. That's a big deal. Yay! If you win 41 times and nobody else wins any more times at all for the rest of the year, then you will also win the grand prize at the end of the year. Mr. Tyler, you can see on the ranking at the bottom right of the screen, Tyler's holding the Iron Throne at the moment with 40 wins, but Tom Selleck has been sneaking up behind him. So it's getting interesting. End of the year, whoever has the most wins is going to get a prize. And also, you know, we've given several $20 prizes. We have yet to have anyone win the $300 prize, but it is completely free to play every single day. It's a ton of fun. 7:50 p.m. EST until daylight savings. Then I think it'll go at 8. I don't know. Who knows? But congratulations and enjoy. Very cool. Tom Solskjaer said quantitative tightening ending next week should be our catalyst. Oh my gosh, there's too many catalysts. Are you ready? I got them all on the chart here, I think. Yeah, right here. Here's all of our bullish scenario catalysts. Everyone thinks we topped. 9 times out of 10, everyone's wrong. Fed rate cuts, altcoin ETFs, quantitative tightening ending, quantitative easing starting. Possible tariff stimulus checks, midterms coming up in just over a year. No euphoria or blow off top. No top signals have fired. Pending China trade deal, 2nd largest economy on the planet. Pending India trade deal, 6th largest economy on the planet. Peace in the Middle East. That one I'm going to move to stretch scenarios because that's very touch and go. 401k is getting into crypto. Regulatory clarity. Stretch scenarios. Possible Russia-Ukraine solution. So, what are the bearish scenarios? The bearish scenarios are everyone thinks we've topped. And where's the money going to come from? Those are the bearish ones. And they sound very tinfoil hatty and like you pulled them out of your ass. Because they are. There's no good downside scenario guesses. Like, why are we going to go down from here? Everyone's like, oh, because we topped the 4-year cycle. Last time I checked, it's still 2025, bro. Chewy said, don't talk about your sis-in-law like that, bro. Ooh. Flexa said, Snow Mexican, been busy. Hope y'all good, fellas. What's going on, Flexa? Cheers, my friend. Happy Thursday. Tomorrow's Friday. Let's freaking go. Candle Slayer. Candle Slayer said, another meat turd prize. Yay. Tom Selleck's goat. You ever read that? Mr. Roberts said, one of my sister-in-laws makes a braided bread every now and again, and it's such a nice treat. There's like so braided bread I definitely want to try. Monkey bread is really good. There's a specific type of bread. I think it belongs to like Jewish culture or something, and it looks so good, and I don't know where to get it, but I want to try it so bad. I don't know if I have to be Jewish to buy it, maybe. I'd be willing to put a little hat on. Is that wrong to say? Tom Selk said, sneaking it behind people is my specialty. You're going to have to fill Tyler's big gap. Please add CZ Pardon to bullish scenarios. Oh, that already happened. Teach said, I'll leave this paste here since you didn't see it because of the game. KDA definitely has a capitulation weekly candle. The volume, though, when they rug like that, recovery is unlikely. See, that I don't know. Because people can still run nodes. So what happened with KDA is the equivalent of like the Ethereum Foundation being like, we're done, bye. But the Ethereum Foundation doesn't control Ethereum. It's just like the founding entity. Like, do you think people, I don't know, it's like betting that the country's going to fall because George Washington stepped down and somebody took his place. You know what I mean? It's a decentralized thing. So people can still run KDA nodes. People can still contribute to it. They can still, as far as I'm aware, and they can still be a decentralized network. It's just that like the developers who like created it stepped away and peaced out. I don't know. It's a weird trade-off because obviously it's going to be a huge gut punch. That's like Elon leaving Tesla. It's a similar concept. Maybe not the same. It's probably not as bad. But it's a similar idea. Or Bill Gates leaving Microsoft. Like, you know, it would be bearish for the short term, maybe even midterm. Longer term though, those things are still going to exist. It would be almost 400% gain weekly resistance if it can get there. All right. RTX is the first one. Ooh. Okay, this is on the 4-hour. Let's go to the daily. Daily just looks better on stocks. Big gap. All right, so you had a little retracement. I don't remember when you had us look at this before, but I know it was also going up still. Yeah, this thing's crazy. What's going on? I love it when you can see, I don't know, something satisfying in my little OCD brain when you could see the change in trajectory. And then if you draw it all together, it's just like, whoop. I don't know. It's very satisfying to my stupid little Neanderthal brain. But yeah, that looks beautiful. And then KDA. KDA, see, I don't know, man. I don't know if there's any recovering from that. What's crazy is it just kind of filled the wick. I'm totally guessing here. It seems like the founding entities were leverage trading their funds. which maybe is a huge accusation. I know this is financial advice. It's a parody. Don't sue me. Not that you have any money to sue me anyways, but look at the volume. Wow. This is the most volume that they've had ever. So messed up. I don't know. Can they recover? They're not at zero. Zero's actually quite a ways away still. It's 100% away. I don't know why I continue to measure it every time. I'm like, well, how far is zero? That's 100% away. It does kind of look like it's curling up, which is good. It just seems like such a crazy thing to do. Like, it literally, did they sell here? This is the first time we've ever seen anything like this for crypto. Like, Luna collapsed because it was poorly, I don't know, pegged to some funky stablecoin that like allowed them to print infinite amount. This one, they were like, we're done. KDA is quitting. We're stepping away. And everyone is like, what the heck? So it's definitely a first for crypto. Is it worth buying? I mean, I do enjoy a good gamble, so maybe I'll buy some on Friday. I don't know. Maybe I'll just say that and probably not do anything because I forget about everything like 2 seconds later. Tom Salsco, challah bread. Yes. That is what it's called. All right, somebody asked for Avalanche earlier. Bitcoin currently trading at 110.80 even. We got to close above 110, which is beautiful. I can't believe how close that was. $1. Oh, you were 1 digit off to 1 digit off from the $20 prize. What? Like I said, don't touch it. I mean, what's $5-10? If it could go up 100x and I make $500 to $1,000, if not, then I lose $5 to $10. Big whoop. Flexa is also, I think he was trying to gamble on Luna as well, so maybe he's probably the one person I should listen to on that. Okay. Somebody asked for Avalanche earlier, and I think we were getting right to Avalanche. We went through Farcoin. Cass. I mean, Cass got right back above that 5 level, which is good. It's currently rejecting 517, which is not great. Hopefully we can get back above it. I don't know. Let's see if it comes back down and holds 5. Otherwise, this thing looks pretty bad. I'm not going to lie. Avalanche. Avalanche 1904. 1904. We rejected 1982. There's a clear trend here. Let's draw our little uptrend line, or our upper trend line. Go right there. Yeah. So we got bounce, resistance, bounce, resistance. Downside target, I suppose, would probably be 17.8. Upside target, 19.5. Are we going to hold this $19 level? He sold all his crypto to buy KD8. Oh, Ryan Matter. Oh, no. Yes, I was going to talk about Ohm, Tishu. I was going to talk about Ohm, actually. Because Ohm was the other one that I remembered. I'm convinced. Again, none of this is a parody. It's not financial advice. I am convinced. I guess let me finish Avalanche first. I want Avalanche to hold 19. If it breaks below 19, I would look for another wick like this. But if it does actually like break below it with conviction, I think at least 17.5 is in play. We lose that, then we're probably going down to 15. Again, not financial advice. The wick's pretty far. I don't think we're going to fill the wick, but I do think that it's going to break up eventually. Okay, Ohm. Pickle Rick 9 said, what I miss? We're talking about the controversial cryptos now. So, Ohm. This is one of my favorite ones to talk about because I feel like I can actually describe what the hell happened here. So, they did really decent way back here, and then they blew up. They got really popular, and they got really popular, I'm convinced, what they were doing. And I watched the CoffeeZilla interview. I think CoffeeZilla painted it like some big criminal enterprise. I don't think it was like that at all. Pickle Rick 9 said, JJ, been struggling to not look at my portfolio for about 2 weeks now. I've looked at mine. I don't know. I maybe wouldn't look at it. But if you do, it's not, just remember, it's not that bad. You've built a portfolio once, you can build it again. It's not the end of the world. But I did look at mine eventually. I didn't regret it. It didn't really do anything for me, which I think made me realize that I maybe have an unhealthy relationship with money. But I don't know. It's definitely interesting. Like I said, what a chart. Yeah, dude. So, okay. So I watched the CoffeeZilla interview. CoffeeZilla, I think, was like, this is some big criminal enterprise. And I don't think it is. I think it's his job to think that everything is a big criminal enterprise. So this thing got really pumpy, a little sideways, pumpy, little sideways. And then what they started doing is they started selling contracts. So with those contracts, they're like, let's say Ohm is at $1 right now. They're like, I will sell you Ohm for 50 cents each. I'll sell you $10 million worth at 50 cents each, but you cannot sell them. They will be locked for a year. So these contracts exist. There are still people genuinely holding this Ohm for this amount of time, which sucks so bad. And what they did was they sold that. So that $10 million worth of Ohm, which I believe is 20 million Ohm, got locked. And then they suddenly have $10 million in liquidity that's being used for this locked Ohm, so they can just inject it into the market, which is exactly what they did. And then the price went bam, because there's magic money. A big chunk of it's locked away now. It's no longer circulating. And then they're like, let's do it again. Bam, and again, bam, and again, bam, and again. And they kept doing it. And then somebody somewhere that was like, oh, I bought a bunch of this for like nothing. They sold. And I don't think it was malicious. I just think that they got a little too excited with all of this fake liquidity that they were creating, all of this fake hype that they were creating. And then this guy was like, oh, I'm a billionaire. I'm going to sell right now. And he did. And because all of this Ohm is locked up, nobody can do anything with it. It is locked. This guy hit market sell. And, you know, Joe Blow that like bought right here and had another buy order for like way the hell down here. This guy hit market sell and the price went down to zero. Completely rugged the entire price. And everyone was like, what the heck happened? That is literally what happened. They took a bunch of the existing Ohm out of circulation in order to secure capital from like investors for a certain like time lockup. And then someone somewhere that had a ridiculously large amount of Ohm hit market sell. And there was no liquidity. There was no buy orders down until this price. And the guy probably made out with a ton of money. This guy made absolutely nothing because the price didn't go back up after that. And the project just, this is such a crazy thing to look at. Because normally you get this and then you get a little boop. And then even then it could die after that. This didn't even recover. It did not even recover. Like, even on the 4-hour, it looks bad. Nothing about this looks good. What a crazy thing, dude. What a crazy thing. So this is unfortunately what happens when I think incompetent people are behind the wheel of a project. They're like, oh my gosh, we just infinite money printed our way into a legitimate project, and everyone's buying it like crazy. Not financial advice, again, parody. I think this is what Richard Hart does. I'm genuinely convinced that this is what Richard Hart does. Maybe he might not sell it to private people, but if Richard Hart controls 99% of the supply of his coin in like various wallets, so it looks like the distribution's huge, and then he just takes like, you know, a couple hundred, even a couple thousand, couple million, because he's got tons and tons of money that he stole, allegedly, not financial advice. He can just inject it into there and make the price go wham, like all the scams that we've watched. We've watched a million scams very early on in the channel on Deck Screener. We've watched these scams go crazy, and then they plummet. God damn it. I don't remember. Blaze was one of them, I think. Yep. Look at this. Look at this. So the market maker will come in, and they start injecting liquidity. And it's all fake. And then the price goes up, and then people come in. They're like, oh my gosh, look at this Blaze thing. It's up 1 billion% today. I'm going to buy some. They layer in, you know, and then eventually, like, couple thousand people get a couple $100,000 in this thing, and then the market maker, not the market maker, I'm sorry, the developer who has all of this money suddenly just hits market sell. Bam, it all goes to zero. They extract all the liquidity so nobody can sell anymore. They basically doubled their money to have some automated program run this, like, I don't know, what do you call it, scam inflation on this coin that just minted, and everybody buys it because they think it looks real and great, and then they get screwed. It's crazy. It's crazy. You got to look into the metrics of all these coins. Be careful. Protect yourself. Chainlink. Chainlink is currently trading at 1740. this stupid fractal looks better every single day with Chainlink. If the fractal is to be believed, we're looking at early November rally and then actual proper bull market continuation. Aside from that, we are sitting below 1750. I would love to get above that. If we do decide to retrace down to hit this little triple bottom action on this descending setup, then I would look for probably $15. Otherwise, higher low setup, I would maybe $16.50 to get that right shoulder, or maybe potential head and shoulder setup. RSI, not bad. Bullish cross, struggling though. Red dot coming and going on Market Cipher. I actually just watched it disappear before my eyes. Let's see. G Immortal, thanks, got an AVAX. Mr. Rever said, JJ, I went with a gamble entry on a few of those rare earth runners. Can you give your TA on... Can you give your TA on... Ooh. It's not that funny. Giovanni said, yo, how we doing? What's going on, Giovanni? Picklerig 9's cracking up. Flexa said, fell down like a fat man show, sat down too fast. Oh, fat man who sat down too fast. Tisha said KDA has a lower market cap than Ohm. What would that mean? I think KDA had a lower market cap to begin with. So Ohm had a big market cap. It fell a lot. KDA had a small market cap. It fell a lot. So per capita, the percentage drop might be similar. Who knows? That's where the percentage would come into play. But KDA, like, the team left. Ohm, the team was incompetent. They didn't leave, though. They were just stupid with how they move their money around. Which, you know, makes you feel bad a little bit. But at the same time, if you're genuinely that incompetent, what are you doing running a project? Which you could literally say to, like, every single individual sitting in the government right now. I don't know anything about anything, but I'm 95 years old. Falling down on the floor in Congress. Honestly, if a politician falls down because they're 950 years old, the second you fall down, you are to be removed from office. I don't care if there's no term limits or whatever, you know, I don't care. I don't care. Mitch McConnell, Elizabeth Warren, all these goofy mother effers falling all over the place. It makes the country look stupid. They're like, what do you got all these geriatrics running your country for? You know what I mean? There's so many old people. They're just falling all over the place. Like, I wonder what the diaper budget is for Congress. Do you think that they have a deal with, like, Depends? Pickerick9 said, okay, JJ, not that bad, my man. I'm down like 6K. Not anywhere as bad as January. That's how I feel. Like, I'm down bad percentage-wise, dollar-wise, you know, whatever. It's not nearly as bad as it's been in the past. And it goes into the whole thing. You build a portfolio from the ground up over a couple of years. It could go to zero today. I'll just start over. I might pivot to, like, stocks or something. I'm not going to reinvest into something that goes to zero, you know what I mean? But what are you going to do? Anyways, Doge, not much to say about Doge, honestly. I was surprised with the Floki news. Elon, like, tweeted the word Floki and everybody freaked out. Doge is interesting. It just looks strong. It looks weirdly strong, which is freaking me out. But you got kind of like a falling wedge or something. Can you get back above 2? That would be ideal. Inverse head and shoulder looks good as well. Bullish crossover the moving average and the RSI. Volume looks a little... volume could be better. Green dot on the momentum wave, point to the upside. Near, also very interesting. Can Near get above 221? It's holding above 2, which is great. It has not gotten anywhere near $2, which is awesome. Upside for Near, I would want to see it break 234, but it's got a very, very thin wedge setup. So a break above 234 would mean it already broke above that upper trend line, which is even more bullish. Pengu kind of struggling. Pengu might be one of the few coins that actually hit that yellow trend line, which is interesting. Very, very interesting. You do get a bullish crossover the moving average and the RSI. Struggling to go up from there, though. Green dot on your momentum wave, pointing to the upside. Everything looks good. Silver. Slowly recovering-ish, maybe. It's a maybe recovery. Gold. Same exact setup. Oh, I don't like that I drew that line on there now that it's relevant. Oh, that's a little frightening. So gold might be in for a further correction. That doesn't mean that it's going to zero. That doesn't mean that it's topped. That also doesn't mean that it's not. I have no idea. It does right now. Factually, it looks like it had a little double top. It looks like it broke below a key level that it used to ride all the way up here. And it looks like it is currently rejecting that key level. So those are just facts. That doesn't mean that it's going to go down forever from here. There's a lot of nice wicks indicative of some very, very high buying pressure. It's gold. Remember, the market cap is insanely high. You got some bullish div as well. Even with this broken, I don't know if it still counts, honestly, but I could just do this. You know what I mean? That's bullish div, which points to that price continuing up and the RSI continuing down. So something to keep in mind. DXY looks fine. MicroStrategy, I really want MicroStrategy to get above 300. It doesn't look like it's going to, though. NASDAQ, nice recovery on the NASDAQ. Same with the S&P. Looking good. Bitcoin dominance, 59.97. Is it going to break 60? I hope not, but it might. It's not the end of the world if it does. Bitcoin dominance can pump with Bitcoin pumping, and altcoins can still perform well. They just won't perform as well as Bitcoin on average. So, Bitcoin 110.303 and 27 cents. Guys, don't forget to smash the like button. I appreciate you guys for being here. If you're new, please consider subscribing. We do a daily close contest every single day. You could win up to $300. I'm kind of bummed that G Immortal didn't get at least a $20 prize. How sick would that be? First time playing, getting a $20 prize. 1 digit off. Literally 1 digit off. Tishu said KDA has lower. Yeah, I read that already. Okay. Tom Selleck Goat said if you're old enough to break your hip, you shouldn't be in Congress. I'm still up on ton because Bitcoin, Sol, and ETH paying for the losses and everything else. Down gold, down. I want to rebuy lower. See, I don't know if I'm going to touch it. I literally, the weekend that I was, maybe it wasn't even a weekend, whatever. It was like the day that I was like looking at silver on eBay and thinking about going to the pawn shop. Like it was genuinely in my brain. I was like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to buy some. It starts going down. And I was like, well, good thing I didn't do that. Anyways, news segment, guys. We got a lot of news today, so bear with me. If it's boring, let me know. I'll skip it. I don't really give a shit. Pigwick said, what do we think on Pepe? I think Pepe's been strong, dude. Like, weirdly strong. Long-term strong. Ooh, honestly. Okay, let me go to the daily, see what this looks like. This looks like the spot where it bottoms every single time. Although, tell me that doesn't look like a head and shoulders to you. You know what I mean? That's a little bit frightening. But I mean, it's holding up really nicely at 292 billion. Is this a market cap? This is a market cap. Okay. 694. It's going to have that same structure. Yeah, that looks like a head and shoulders. See, at the same time, though, the neckline here, definitely 590. Yeah, left shoulder, head, right shoulder, neckline. So if you lose that neckline, the potential downside would go past 0, which doesn't make any sense. That makes me think that they're going to invalidate it. And we've talked about it before. When we see a bearish pattern invalidate, it's violent. When we see a bullish pattern invalidate, it's violent. And by that, I mean, if this was invalidated, we could see a gigantic, really fast spike up, and it would be the same if the chart was inverted. How do I invert this? It would be the same. Inverse head and shoulder invalidates, straight down every single time. Every single time, like clockwork. And again, that's not to say that it's going to invalidate, but if it does, it could be pretty violent. Top Sock Scout said, don't say that. I love Pepe, goat me. I do enjoy Pepe. So I'd like to see this this head and shoulders invalidate. And I'd like to see this thing blast to the upside. Shorter term, got the same setup as everything else. You got this funky inverse head and shoulder thing with this wedge setup thing, you know, It's every single chart looks the same, which makes me think the TA is not going to do anything and that they're going to push it whatever direction they want to push it. And by they, I do mean the Illuminati. Congratulations, G Immortal, on your victory. Enjoy your calzone. It looks freaking delicious, your braided calzone. I do like a good calzone. It does give me heartburn, though. I gotta get some Pepsi in me. Okay. This was great. I went on Blockchain Brew yesterday. If you guys are not familiar, great guys. Great stream, honestly. It was a lot of fun. Let's see. I also, before I went on Blockchain Brew, interestingly enough, I actually bought some of George's coin. Go check it out. It's just yesterday's live stream. It was really cool. We just kind of talked the whole time. We went over a couple of charts and stuff, but we just kind of shut shit and discussed what we think the market's doing. It was a great stream. It really was. Anyways, news. The reason why I brought that up is because this was one of the subjects. Quentin, 48.eth, posted on X. Honestly, most people believe in the 4-year cycle just because it worked before, not because it actually makes sense. We love patterns, even if we don't understand them. So many guaranteed patterns have already broken in the past few years. The 4-year cycle will be next. The moment this cycle breaks, people will realize it was never the 4-year cycle magic. It was always liquidity and macro cycles. The next one that people are leaning on is the business cycle, which happened to perfectly align with the 4-year cycle. So it's almost like the business cycle was just wearing a little 4-year cycle mask, and everyone was like, ooh, the 4-year cycle. And it's like, ba-ba, takes the mask off, and everyone's like, oh, the business cycle. Pickle Rick 9 said, I'm selling all my crap when we move up, all but Bitcoin. I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do, man. I just want to point this out one more time because it kind of cracks me up, and this is one of those situations where somebody was like, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna be so much smarter than you. You're an idiot. Not that you're not obviously being malicious, Pickle Rick. They're just reminding me of that. The Anon pivot. One of my favorite things in recent history. Buddy of mine. I consider him a good friend. He's a good guy. But you know him. Clowning on him. You're supposed to clown on your friends. If you can't clown on your friends, then they're not friends. He sold ADA at 45 cents. ADA is currently 66 cents. He rubbed that one in my face. That's the only reason why I saved this. He sold Matic at 72. It's currently 19. That was a good one to sell. He bought Prime. He bought 3 flavor of the week coins. He bought Prime at 17. It's currently $1. He bought PAL at 35. It's currently 4 cents. He bought GPU at $1.20. It's currently 14 cents. So I'm just saying. I told him pivoting was stupid. And turns out I was right. Sometimes I'm right. Elon Musk says, oh yeah, anyways, did I finish reading that? Yes. Elon Musk says Tesla's Optimus robot will be an incredible surgeon. Very cool. JP Morgan expects the Federal Reserve to end quantitative tightening next week. That means I got to make my the bull case for crypto video before then. Peter Schiff challenges Binance founder CZ to a Bitcoin versus gold debate. CZ is going to absolutely destroy him. Unfortunately, I think this is Peter Schiff trying so hard to grasp at what little relevance he has left. Treasury Secretary Besson says America's golden age is underway and the best is yet to come. Hell yeah. President Trump pardons Binance founder CZ, absolute legend. U.S. mortgage rates fall to lowest level in over a year. That house is getting closer and closer. I can feel it, Mr. Krabs. Binance founder CZ says he's deeply grateful for today's pardon and to President Trump. We'll do everything we can to make America the capital of crypto. I don't know why I was trying to say something else. Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong says momentum for crypto market structure legislation is at an all-time high. I sat down with Senate Democrats and Republicans who want to get this done. We're 90% there. Very cool. I like that he looks like he is literally like Hitman from the games. Like he's specifically designed for like speed, precision, and leaving no DNA evidence. I'm just saying. It's kind of funny. President Trump to meet with Chinese President Xi Jinping next Thursday. Very cool. I like that, like, in my brain now, I've gotten to the point where I think that Trump, like, he's, like, planning these meetings with them, and he's like, I gotta reschedule, dang it. And instead of just rescheduling, because that's embarrassing, he's like, we're not making a deal with China anymore because they're being mean about something. And then he has this big fit. And then he's like, I've calmed down. Everything with China is going to be fine. We've rescheduled. That's like his way of rescheduling versus just being like, man, I got something else came up, can we push it? He's got to have this giant blowout so that nobody talks to him. And then he's like, we're going to reschedule. He's like, it's okay. We're going to reschedule. And everyone's like, okay, let's reschedule. It's cool. Treasury Secretary Bassett to meet with Chinese Vice Premier He Lifeng tomorrow to discuss trade. Very cool. Let's hope it goes well. Binance founder CZ agrees to Bitcoin versus gold debate with Peter Schiff. Hell yeah. Probably going to watch that because it'll be funny. President Trump says he pardoned Binance founder CZ because he wasn't guilty and was persecuted by the Biden administration. I agree. What they did to CZ was the equivalent of the government getting Al Capone through like tax evasion. They found a technicality and they were like, we got you. You didn't pay a parking ticket, you criminal thief. And they threw him in prison, which is crazy. President Trump tells a reporter, you don't know much about crypto. You don't know nothing about nothing. You're fake news. And that also cracked me up. Marty Party kind of posted a lot today. Fidelity enables direct Solana purchases for U.S. brokerage clients. Fidelity Investments, the major U.S. asset manager, $5.8 trillion in assets under management, has officially rolled out direct access to Solana native token, SOL, for its U.S. brokerage account holders. This marks a significant expansion in mainstream crypto adoption, allowing everyday investors to buy, hold, and trade SOL seamlessly within their standard brokerage accounts without needing a separate crypto-specific platform like Fidelity Digital Assets. Very cool. Robinhood listed HYPE today. FOMC. Okay, October 28th is FOMC. That is in 5 days. Powell is expected to formally announce the end of quantitative tightening. The last time the Fed ended quantitative tightening was 2019 and the emergence of alt season. The U.S. Federal Reserve's first quantitative tightening program, which began in October 2017 to unwind post-financial crisis asset purchases, effectively ended in September 2019. This followed a spike in short-term funding market stresses, repo rates jumping over 3% above the Fed's target, prompting the central bank to intervene with liquidity measures, cut rates, and halt the balance sheet runoff to stabilize markets. This period aligned with the onset of a notable alt season in cryptocurrencies, where alternative coins outperformed Bitcoin significantly. Think about it. How to trade the FOMC. This I just thought was interesting. I'm going to read it because maybe somebody wants to try to trade it. How to trade the FOMC October 28th. If Powell announces formal end to quantitative tightening, which is highly bullish news for risk on, the market makers will flush late leverage longs, wait for that flush around the Powell announcement until the lower liquidation levels are cleared on the liquidation levels that day. I will be posting it actively to keep you informed. Enter long or buy spot on the flush into tokens close to new ETF announcements on government reopening. Wait for the flush, don't long news, wait for the news flush. Kobayashi letter posted, oil prices extend 2-day gains to plus 10% as President Trump applies new sanctions on Russia. The entire drop after the October 10th China tariff announcement has been erased. I'm not even joking, my local gas prices just reached $3, so they're probably going to go back up to $3.25, where they've been for like the past 8 years. It's crazy. Chinese state oil majors suspend Russian oil prices on fears of new U.S. sanctions. Oil prices are extending 2-day gains to 11% now. Yahoo Finance reports that the Trump administration is not in talks to take stakes in quantum computing companies. This comes just 12 hours after Wall Street Journal reported the exact opposite. Quantum stocks are pairing gains on the news. Mr. Roberts said, gotta bounce. Peace all. See you, JJ. Take it easy, Mr. Roberts. Happy Thursday. Cheers, my friend. We'll see you tomorrow. U.S. student debt crisis is getting worse. The average borrower now holds a record $39,375 of federal student loan debt. Americans aged 50 to 61 carry the highest debt burden. Whoa, at $47,860, up from $34,000 in 2017. Average student loan debt, honestly, why would that be the case? Other than, like, inescapable percentage rates, APR or whatever, APY, whatever the cost is. That's crazy. Average student loan debt for those aged 35 to 49 is up to $44,850, well above the 36K seen in 2017. Debt for those aged 25 to 34 has remained largely stable at 33K since 2017. In total, Americans owe a record 1.81 trillion on student loans. How is this debt going to be paid off? That's crazy. Student loans freak me out. I was lucky enough to have mine forgiven, but that's literally because the college that I went to closed down and I could not, like, I don't think I can transfer the credits. So I'm pretty sure I got like scammed. So I got really lucky. It was like $14,000 as well. The White House announces that President Trump will meet with China's President Xi on October 30th. This is 48 hours before the 100% tariff increase on China is set to go live. We believe step number 10 in our tariff playbook is near. Stocks are extending gains with the NASDAQ 100 now up 1% today, and S&P 500 just put 20 points away from a record high. President Trump has confirmed an October 30th in-person meeting with Chinese President Xi. We await a trade deal next. They literally laid this out. We read through the entire thing when they published this, and it has played out perfectly, like word for word. They deserve some kind of recognition for that because that's freaking awesome. Next, we got China has a massive reserve of rare earths. China's estimated rare earth reserves have reached 44 million metric tons. This is twice as much as the second largest reserve held by Brazil at 21 million tons. The U.S. ranks 7th with 1.9 million tons of rare earth reserves. This means China's reserves are now 23 times larger than the U.S. Rare earths are more important than ever. I don't know how we didn't see that coming. Intel surges over 6% after reporting stronger than expected Q3 2025 earnings. The stock is now trading above $40 per share for the first time since April 2024. Trump administration is up nearly 100% on their Intel purchase since August. Very cool. Congratulations. The decline of the Fed's balance sheet has been historic. The Fed's total asset as a percentage of nominal GDP has fallen to 21.6%, the lowest since Q4 2020. This also matches the level seen in Q3 2013 during the Fed's third quantitative easing program. The Fed now has the lowest asset to GDP ratio among major central banks, behind the UK's 25%, the Euro area's 40%, and Japan's 110%. Since the 2022 peak, this ratio has fallen 14 points, marking the largest drop on record. The nominal terms, total assets have declined by 2.37 trillion during this period to 6.6 trillion, the lowest since April 2020. The Fed's balance sheet is shrinking. I'm guessing, given normal TA, that it's going to bounce soon. I don't know what that means for the market, but we'll see. Is AI replacing U.S. jobs? We've been saying this on the channel for a little while. I think it's going to continue to replace jobs, which is going to definitely be interesting to watch play out. Since June 2023, the largest increase in unemployment has occurred in occupations with the lowest exposure to AI, rising by 0.8 percentage points. At the same time, professions with the highest exposure to automation from AI have seen an increase of 0.7 percentage points. This is followed by a 0.4 percentage point rise in fields with the second, third, and fourth lowest exposure to AI. This indicates that while AI may be contributing to the labor market slowdown, it is not the main driver. When cracks appear in the job market, new hires are often the first to feel the pain, which is the case this time. Labor market weakness is only partially due to AI. Interesting. Dream Tank said, we pumping? Yes, we are, my friend. Bitcoin currently trading at 110,447 and 7 cents. Looking good. Congratulations, G Immortal, once again on your victory. Enjoy your braided calzone. Looks delicious. Next, we got Base Network leading the market with over 800,000 meme coins launched in October, the highest among all chains. That's crazy. Their revenue is probably through the roof. If Base flips Sol for revenue, that's going to be crazy. U.S. mortgage rate drops to 6.19%, the lowest level of 2025. Let's freaking go. Massive ChatGPT outage reported worldwide, according to Down Detector. That's crazy. Bitcoin continues to do exactly what it has done for the last 16.5 years. Hell yeah. White House Crypto Director David Sachs says bipartisan crypto market structure legislation could pass this year. Thank you, David Sachs. He looks like a funeral director. Is that rude? Bullish ETH forms a triple bottom near 3,800 as whales buy the dip, hinting at a possible move towards 4,200. Let's freaking go. Bullish Robert Kiyosaki says he's buying Bitcoin because it's the first truly scarce money and warns investors not to be late. Don't be a weenie. Legendary trader 0xC2A3 did it again after a streak of perfect trades. He closed his Bitcoin short with 826,000 in profit, bringing his 11-day total to over 12 million with a 100% win rate. What a freaking legend. Thank you for closing your short. We can now continue to the upside. Bitcoin miner debt jumps 500% to 12.7 billion as firm invests heavily in new equipment and AI infrastructure. Interesting. What's really cool about this, miners traditionally have been kind of on the hook for just whatever, because their Bitcoin mining, there's nothing they can really pivot to. If the bear market gets a little too steep and some of these miners have to shut down, they can just stop mining Bitcoin and start mining AI. And by mining, I mean like they could just pivot to AI infrastructure, which is huge. That's huge. There's never been a pivot opportunity available for them as far as I'm aware, besides like cloud computing, which has been trash up until this point. Stock Money Lizards posted Bitcoin is reattempting to break out. Very encouraging. The sell-off was reversed quite quickly. We are going higher soon. I like it. They also posted, I tend to agree with this, although the parabola might be replaced with a steady and stepwise increase. Bitcoin is not ready for a bear market yet. I agree. I just like this. I like it when people share these because it's fun to speculate. They're saying we are at optimism, which is what we thought we were at like a couple months ago. But I kind of like the layout. I could scoot it back a little bit further and say that we're like right at the beginning of optimism and that we have not quite hit that fun run up yet. But we'll see what happens. Fun chart. Stock Money Losers also posted Bitcoin next to temp. Watch out for daily close. Symmetrical triangles are indecision patterns. Even if we fail, I expect limited downside from here, up 10% in the short term. I still believe in a very bullish Q4. Hell yeah, I like it. And we closed above 110, so looks like we were good. But we'll see. Can always reverse. Luke Broyles, this is great. In 2010, 50 Bitcoin is literally nothing. 2014, 25 Bitcoin isn't that much. 2017, 12.5 Bitcoin isn't life-changing. 2021, 6.25 Bitcoin shouldn't be sneezed at. 2028, 1.56 Bitcoin is a big deal. 2039, 0.39 Bitcoin is life-changing. 2062, 0.006 Bitcoin is generational wealth. 2097, 0.00001 Bitcoin is priceless. 2121, 0.0000018 Bitcoin is infinite. And that is strictly based on the halving. If you guys are not familiar, make yourself familiar. It's pretty cool. Every year, Bitcoin quantity mined per year is halved. Eric Weiss posted, the fiat illusion is cracking. Next comes the panic to own Bitcoin. They are calling it the debasement trade. Bitcoiners are so far ahead of the TradFi. It's exciting times, guys. Crypto elites, last but not least, we got the 2017, 2021, 2025 trend is crystal clear. Every touch on this line has triggered a major altcoin season. Now we're right there again. The setup looks identical, the timing uncanny. If history rhymes once more, 2025 could mark the biggest altcoin rally ever. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a big fat wick to the upside every single time, and then monstrous downside, leading to some pretty significant altcoinage. Just saying. So, exciting stuff. Portfolio update. Bitcoin, 110, 424, 97 cents. The 1K to 10K Grok portfolio is down $277. That's not bad, actually. We got one asset in profit still. The rest are in the red. Starting from the bottom, Fetch is down $67. Aptos is down 47. Shib is down 35. Render's down 33. Ondo's down 28. Near's down 27, Proppy's down 21, Doge is down 20, ADA is down 17, and Sol is up 14. Sol carrying the entire portfolio. Memecoin portfolio update. Currently down $363. We've got no assets in the green. Starting from the bottom, GigaChat is down $150. SNEK is down $84. Pepe is down $54. WIF is down $42, and Doge is down $35. Then we got the narrative portfolio, my favorite and the most stable. It is only down $77. We do have one asset in the green, the rest are in the red. This portfolio is made up of one meme coin, one artificial intelligence coin, one decentralized physical infrastructure coin, one real world asset coin, and one gaming coin, and it is absolutely killing it. Fetch is the only one in here that feels like a mistake. And what sucks is we have it on two different portfolios as well. But I digress. Starting from the bottom, Fetch is down $57. VeChain is down $38. Mana is down $16. Pepe is down less than $1. And Tau is up $33. Tau single-handedly carrying the entire portfolio. And then last but not least, we've got the perfect entry portfolio. This portfolio is made up all of every single coin was voted on by you guys, the community. And the coins were only added at times like this when the market was doomed and the top was in and everyone was bearish and selling their bags and it was over. And it worked out pretty well because the portfolio is actually holding up really nicely. Currently down $165. We've got two assets in the green, the rest are in the red. Starting from the bottom, Avalanche is down $45, Render is down $40, the Graph is down $30, Pith is down $27, Squeeze down $22, Hondo's down $20, Crow is down $8, ETH is down less than $1, Sol is up $7, and Chainlink, again, single-handedly carrying the entire portfolio, is up $15, looking good. I mean, this thing's, I think it's been less than 20% down this entire time, which is awesome. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go refresh our liquidation heat map and see where we're at, see if there's been any changes. Bitcoin getting a little pumpy here, very nice. We like the green. Green's our favorite color. I mean, my favorite color is blue, but when you're in crypto, green is your favorite. By default, you have no choice. So we got shorts liquidated, some longs liquidated, and it looks like we're going back up to liquidate shorts again. I think all of these match our current numbers, so I think we're all set. Congratulations, G Immortal, once again on your victory. We might have to do an emergency stream, but for now, I'm going to go have a bowl of cereal and brainstorm about some content. So make sure you guys smash the like button, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications to stay up to date. And hopefully I got to get back on later for an emergency pumpy live stream. As always, guys, if Bitcoin starts to do anything crazy, I will hop back on. Otherwise, I will see you all tomorrow. Smash the like button on your way out. Happy Thursday, and good night.